Hello, friends, welcome again. So, let us solve another hard problem related to window functions. Let me just quickly show you that. So, the name of the problem is longest winning streak, right? And I'll explain you the problem statement. So, it says you are given one table. There is just one table, which is a matches table. Now we have player ID and match day together forms a unique combination because let's say if I am a player and I am playing on some day, I mean that's a unique thing, right? I would not play multiple matches on the same day. Now each row of this table contains the ID of a player, the day of the match they played, and the result of the match. Right? The result of match can be win, draw, or lose. Now, the winning streak of a player is the number of consecutive wins uninterrupted by draws or losses. That means, let's say we say that okay, India won 15 matches in a row, right, without losing anything or drawing anything. That's a winning streak of 15 matches. So we have to find the longest winning streak. So write a solution to count the longest winning streak for each player, right? So, for example, the input is something like player ID match day result. Now, you see this player ID 1. Now, this person, when he played the first match on, let's say, 17th, win, 18th win, 25th win, and then 31 draw, and then 8th of Feb win. So winning streak is this: three matches this person won, then draw, the winning streak ended, and then again one win, right? So winning streak is 1 comma 3. I mean for player ID 1, the longest streak is 3 matches. Now for player ID 2, anyways, this person didn't win any match, so it should be 0. It should be 0. And you see 2-0, 1-3. And for 3, this person played only one match, so and win, so 3-1, like that. So player ID and longest streak is what we want. I hope this is clear. Now let us try solving this problem. So right now what we are given is this matches table. We are given this matches table, right? Now we will take a step by step approach, right? So what we want first is, what we want is there a way we can create some group number where whenever, I mean, it's they are winning, the group number is same, and as soon as the match ended up in a draw or a lose, the group number should change. For example, can I get something like for player ID 1, this was the first match, right? So I get 0 here, 0 here, 0 here because winning, right? And as soon as this winning streak ended, right? Win streak ended with a draw, so the group should change. That means until the group remains same, I understand that this person is winning. But as soon as the group changes, I understand that the transition from one group to another group number means this person lost or draw. That means winning streak ended. So all these three should be, let's say, 0, and this one 1, and then after that this person is winning, so the group number should not change, it should be 1, right? Now if you see lose, again 1, because this person didn't win, right? So 1, and then again lose 2. That means group number keeps changing. Win 0. I mean, is there a way I can get this kind of structure? Because if we get this, then I can very easily understand, okay, like which person is winning, right? Or the long streak. Because I can then filter based on wins and then count based on player ID and group, right? I can do a group by based on player ID and group after filtering on wins. I will explain you that. But how can we get this kind of a structure? If we get this one more column with these kind of values, it becomes super easy for me. So I'll explain you how to get this, and you will understand how this structure will help us out. You right now you might not be able to understand that why group number, how it will help us later, but I'll explain you that. Now to get this, what we can say, select star, that means all the columns from this table, comma, how I generate this, I will mention this. From which table? From what's the name? Matches. From matches. Now only thing that I need to write is this function, window function. How I write? So I can say, let's say, I can say result. First of all, I will do the sum and result. I will explain you this, not equal to win. That means if result not equal to win, then true means one. It will give one. And if it is win, it will give zero. And if it is something other than win, it will give one. As simple as that. Right? Over over partition by player ID. Right? For each player we are doing that, right? Separately. Order by how we are ordering it. How we are ordering based on match day. Order by match day. Right? By default, it is ascending order. The earliest day will be at the top, right? And I will say as GRP number, as group number from matches. Now, how this will work is result not equal to win. That means, let's say when we are at, so first of all, it partitions. That means all the player ID ones will be together, and then it sorts orders by match day, right? So the earliest day is at the top, so by default in this case it is sorted, right? But we cannot assume that it will be sorted always, so we have to order by match day, right? So that's how it is. And then it sees the first row, result not equal to win. This is false, that means it will give 0. So sum of 0, I mean we get 0, right? Then when we come here again, it gives 0. So 0 plus 0, 0. So sum still gives 0. This again gives 0. And when we get a draw, this will give me 1. So sum of whatever previous plus this one, right, will give me 1. And again, when I get win, it gives me 0. So 1 plus 0 again gives me 1. Like that. So the main point here, you see the group number changes as soon as winning streak ended, right? So this is the trick in this question. If you do this, then remaining problem is easy. Now once we get this as the output, step 2, what we would need is, step 2, from this table or this result, how to get this one. That means player ID, group number, and apart from that streak. That means I want to count the winning streak. How do I count that? How do I count that? First of all, I can filter for wins because I'm not interested in anything else. And so let me just show you that. Let me first of all filter this based on wins. So what I will say, I will create a CTE out of it. It will make my life easy. So I can say with G group, right? We created a group in this case, right? Group CTE as I put this. Okay. Now on this, if I have to just say select star from uh, group CTE where where result equal to win, result equal to win, then this will give you understanding what we are doing. Let's see. Let me just take this, put it here. One minute. Okay, before this, have I run this one? I'll just show you that. First of all, I will run this. Okay, so you can see we are getting this group number the way we want it. Now we want to filter for the wins only, because I mean I'm not interested in anything else. Only wins is what matters. So I have created a CT and I am doing that. You can see this. and you can see this. Now I am getting the wins. Now it will become very easy for you to understand that if I kind of think player id and group number as one group, right? Like player id 1, group number 0, that's one group. And if I find the sum of it, like count how many rows, that means I get the winning streak is 3, right? For player id 1, group number 1, the winning streak is 1, right? And for player id 3, winning streak is again 1, right? So on a combination of player id and group number, I can do the aggregation now. Let me do that. So what I can do now is I can say select player id. What do I want? Player id, group number. I can say player id, group number, comma, comma, count one. I mean, I just want to count the number of records from group CT where result equal to win, right? From group CT where result equal to win, group by, group by what? And count one, I will give some name. Count one as streak. That's what I have given, right? Streak, group by, right? Group by what? Group by player ID and group number. This combination. So if I just run this, let's see what do we get. And you can see we are getting this. Player ID 1, group number. Ideally, group number is of no relevance for us, but still, if we want, right, then we understand player ID 1, there was a winning streak of 3. Player ID 1, there was another winning streak of 1. Player ID 3, there was a winning streak of 1. Player ID 2 is not here. So that means in order to get the details of player ID 2, we would have to use the source table and do a left join with this. This should be the left table, and we should do a left join so that we can get the non-matching records, because otherwise we will lose the detail of player id 2. I hope this makes sense, right? Just have a look. Okay, now from this, let's say I want this player id, streak, and I want row number. Because player id 1, there are multiple winning streaks, but which one is the highest, we have to rank it, right? So how to get this now? So I just take this and I will make modifications now. So what I will do, I will basically, so this is fine. Now I can find row number. I want row number also. So what I can do, I can say count one as streak, uh, count one as streak from this. 1 minute. Select player ID and group number not required. Group number is no longer relevant. Group number was just to understand things. Now we can eliminate that. Player id, we want streak and row number, right? Row number is what we want. So how do we get the row number? I can say rank, right? Or row number over and partition by. So we have this, right? Partition by player id. That means per player, we for each player we have to do player id, right? Partition by player id, order by what? Order by streak, right? Order by streak, we have calculated this, but can we use it here directly? I mean, I just derived it here, I cannot use this alias, rather I should be using this how I derived it, right? Order by count of 1 and in descending order. That's how I have to rank it, right? Or give a row number as row number, right? From group CTE where result equal to win, group by player id, group number. Let me just run this and see what does it give me. Let's see. Hopefully this runs. and you can see this player id 1 streak 3 row number 1, player id 1 streak 1 row number 2. That means we just have to now get the first ranks, right? The way I used row number, I could have used ranks also, not a problem, I could have used any of it. But you see, we have to just get our row number as first row numbers now among this, right? But if I take row number 1 here, right, I take this and I take this, I get for 1 player id 1 the winning streak is 3, the longest streak is 3. For player id 3 the longest streak is 1, but I'm missing out details of player id 2, which I have to do a left join from this matches table, right? I hope this is clear. So now, as part of step 4, so let me make a CTE out of it. Let me make a CTE. I can say uh, window CTE, because I am doing window here as this. Okay, I'm doing this. I have created CTE because again, this is not my final result. I would have to use this later. So now I take this. Now, given this, we have to get player ID and longest streak. Final result we have to get. So you understand that we pick row number 1, right? We just pick player ID and streak where row number equal to 1. So I'll just show you that. What to do? I can basically, if I do select player ID, comma streak, right? Streak as longest streak where from which table, from window CTE, where what is it, where rnum equal to 1, rnum equal to 1, right? If I take that, everything is fine, but I will not get details for 2, right, player 2, because that's missing right now. I'll just show you that. Apart from that, we are almost there towards the final result. So you see 1 3, right, and 3 1. This is there, but it what is missing is 2 0, right? So we have to do a left join from the actual table that we had, right? So let me just do that quickly. So here I need to just change this part. So what I can do, select whatever, right, from what table, from one is this matches table, matches, right? And from matches, I am just interested in distinct pair ID, because I just want to make sure 1 2 and 3 everything comes right. So what I can do, instead of taking the full table, I can just say select distinct player ID from matches. The whole point to join with this, right? See, when I do distinct player ID, I will get 1 2 and 3. I know every player, even though they have played 10 matches and all, I will at least have them once. And why I need, so that if my detail is missing from the result table, I can do a join and then bring it back with 0, right? That winning streak is 0, like that. So select whatever from this, right? Let me give a alias as m. So I'm not using the full table. I could have used full table also, but not required. M. Uh, left join, because I do not want to miss out if some player ID is here in matches and not there on the right side. I want to still show it in my result, right? So that's why I'm doing a left join, and then I will say select. Where is that? Which one is that? Window CTE, right? Select star from window CTE where row number equal to 1, right? That's what we wanted. And when I say row number equal to 1, I will get 1 3 and 3 1. 2 0 is not there, right? 2 0, the details for player ID 2 is not there. Okay, so we have done this, and I say W, right? Alias I am giving. It's mandatory to give a alias for a subquery when you are using it from and join. When we are using it with from, we have to give, and when we are using it with join, we have to give alias. Mandatory. On on m dot, how you are joining these two. So whatever result we have got, we have player ID there and we have player ID here. On m dot player ID equal to w dot player ID. This is what I am doing. And what do I want here? I can say select. I want player IDs from this, right? All the distinct player IDs, right? So m dot player ID from matches table, because if there are 50 players here, might be they have total played 5,000 matches. Then I want 50 records in my output, right? So distinct of player IDs, right? We have already done distinct for this earlier, right? We have already done distinct for m. So m dot player ID, comma. Next, what we want? Player ID is one thing, and apart from that, longest streak. Longest streak. Now, how do we derive longest streak? So what we can do, we can use a case statement, because whenever there is a null, right? Whenever w dot player ID is null, we have to give zero also, right? So we have to use a case statement. Case when w dot player ID is null. That means a player ID is on the left table but not in right. Then what we have to do? Then what we have to do? Then zero. Else what we have to do? Right? So case when w dot player ID is null, then zero. Else we have to give whatever w dot streak, right? In this w, whatever was the streak, right? 3 matches or whatever, we have to give that. Else w dot streak. So see, why we joined is just to make sure to get the details for two, because player ID 2 was not present in our result. But player ID 2 has played some matches, lost everything. So the details we missed out from the result thread. So that's why we are joining with the actual table, and we are saying on the right side if it is null, if there is not a match on the right side, please give me the winning streak as zero. Otherwise, mention whatever actual winning streak we calculate, right? And now I can say as this end as longest streak, and this should be the final query. Let's see. Let's see this. Okay, somewhere 1320. Okay, longest. Okay, this column name, no. Where is that? As longest streak. Where is that? Longest. I think this should run now, and you can see this is accepted. This is working. So I hope you would have understood it. I have shown you a step by step approach. If you practice more, you will understand. But again, if you are finding it hard, then let me tell you, this is hard problem only. But overall, if you solve many of this should look medium to easy for you, right? And I don't think it's that hard, by the way, because the way we have taken a step by step approach, this should, I mean, you should be comfortable solving this. So with this, we are done with this session, and in my next session, I will talk about one more hard problem so that you can understand window functions well. So with this, I'll end the session. Hope you liked it. Thanks a lot.